Here we are. It's the Get Back. Jess is right above my head. And Daniel's also right above my head. I'm Lewis. Welcome back. After game two of the New York
Here.
Knicks versus Indiana Pacers.
So I have a bad inkling about this, Daniel. I'm sorry.
You know, I was telling Lewis before we started. I was like, I'm watching this game, and I even said like in the group chat, like I just feel nothing. Like this, we're in game two, and I just feel like it's like I'm watching a car crash in slow motion. Like I'm just waiting for the disaster to strike, and it just look I. It's a tough game to explain because the Knicks didn't play bad. The Pacers didn't play to their level, but it's everything I've been saying. My biggest concern with this Knicks team against this matchup is that it's going to come down to scoring, and I don't believe the Knicks can score enough to outscore the Pacers. And you get a bad game with Tyrese Halliburton, and you get Pascal Siakam going off. Like, this is what this Pacers team does. They just have so many ways they can beat you. And the Knicks, when they don't have Brunson and somebody else going, it's a problem. And even when they do have that, like they had in game one, they still can find a way to lose. I think game one was just an example of bad, final 5 minutes. This is just a game where the Knicks just could not score enough. And that's going to be their biggest problem during the series. They're just not going to score enough. Could they come back and win game 3 and 4? Absolutely. Is it difficult as fuck? Yeah. But like I just I
They're
don't
going to
feel
Indiana now, aren't
going
they?
Indiana.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
The Knicks are 5-1 in road games this year. They're a
They
great road
are.
team. They
They
are
are.
fantastic. For some reason, they're a fantastic road team, right? So, I mean, this was not a must win. It was like to feel good, you had to win this game. Game three becomes the must win. That's a near elimination game. And look, I think the Knicks can come back in the series. I don't think the Pacers are like playing better than them. I don't think they're I don't think they're out of this world better than them. But it is going to be difficult if you cannot score up with them and you do not hit your shots. When you're missing wide open threes and you're missing layups and you have so many turnovers in that first half, it's the little things in this series that's going to matter. And the Knicks just had the last game it was missed free throws. This game it was turnovers and rebounds. That's just how the series is going to go. The Knicks need to play perfect now for 4 straight games to win. They haven't played perfect the entire year. That's what's scary because the Pacers they're going to take advantage of turnovers. They're going to hit their free throws and they're going to make their shots. It's what they do. They're better than Boston. They're better than Cavaliers, and they're probably the best team in the West. They've been playing the best basketball, and they're better coached than the Knicks are. So that's just the Knicks are fighting an uphill battle in every department, but yet they're still in these games. Lost in overtime, lost by 5 tonight. We're almost tied in the fourth quarter. Like the Knicks are in these games. They're like it's right there for them. They just can't seem to grasp it. It's the SpongeBob thing where you can't grasp the what's it called? The jellyfish net.
Ah, yes.
And then he has to jam it into Squidward's hands.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks need Karl-Anthony Towns to just jab the stick right into his hand to win these games. And they again like it's not like it's impossible for them to come back from this. They can come back from this. It's just really difficult now, and like I don't feel heartbroken. I don't feel like throwing up. I didn't feel sick. I just felt like yeah they're gonna lose this game. You could see it coming a mile away after that third quarter. It's an expectation, and you just gotta live and just hope for the next game they come out and get a win. You know, like I've been the most negative Knicks fan in the world. I know that, but I could see that at least they're in these games and that there is a chance they can come back from it.
And that's what hurts the most. It's not like they're getting absolutely destroyed by 30 and it's like just outplayed, outclassed throughout the entire game. they're losing by margin. Just like this, just a very small margin. They're getting outplayed, getting outworked. And Indiana's shot-making ability is some of the greatest shot-making ability I've ever seen on a basketball team, ever. I feel like when they throw up a shot, everybody thinks it's going in. There's not one guy in the world that's like, no, not that shot. Not going to go in. Every time they throw, it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter who. When they put the ball up in the air, it feels like it's just going to go in. They have a magnet in the ball and at the rim. The Knicks played their heart out. It just wasn't enough. Indiana was just better. And now you have to go into their home and be better. And that's already a tough ask. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm very skeptical about this Knicks team right now. To be honest, I've very little hope for the Knicks now in this series. And game 2 was just like,
Yeah, I mean, like, the one saving grace you can this is not like a big thing. It's really me grasping at any straw I could reach. It could be a paper straw, I don't care. But they took 2 games in Boston. They took 3 games in Detroit, right? Road teams in the playoffs, they don't care about going to opposing buildings anymore. Like, there's no... And this is throughout all the NBA playoffs so far. Road teams don't have any kind of advantage or disadvantage going on the road. Like, the road team, their home court advantage doesn't exist anymore in the NBA. There's no place that is feared or that is intimidating or that opposing teams get rattled in. They just kind of all play the same way and they kind of all play their basketball, right? So, in that regard, there is a chance they can still come back. There's a chance they can continue to play well. So, there's that kind of sliver of, okay, the series is nowhere near done. This Knicks team is nowhere near done. But game 3 and game 4 now becomes you have to reverse sweep it. And you have to take 2 in Indiana. You have to. Like, if you go down 3-1 coming back to the Garden, yeah, it's a good game 5, but you're fighting an uphill battle. And, it's tough. And I think what you're seeing here, too, is that Indiana made the Western Conference Finals last year. They know how to get here. They know how to play here. The Knicks look inexperienced at times. They look like they're a team that hasn't been in this path before. They look like a team that's still trying to figure it out as they go. And it's that inexperience that you're kind of seeing right now with the shot making, decision making, that's leading to them losing these games. So, I mean, look, I don't want to give up hope. I don't think this Knicks team is far from done. But it is slowly dwindling the further we go on.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson can only do so much. Mikal Bridges can only do so much. OG, Mitchell Robinson, McBride, Towns, they can only do so much. And I think in that fourth quarter there was a coaching decision that I didn't like. Tom Thibodeau just let Cam Payne absolutely ruin like 3 possessions. And everybody in the building is like, just put Brunson out there. We're acting like Jalen Brunson needs rest anyway. The difference from him playing 10 minutes in the fourth quarter as opposed to 9 is nothing. Like, Tom Tibbs, quit it with this, he needs rest now type of bullshit. No, he doesn't. This is the playoffs. He's clearly ready. He could clearly still make shots. And I think that coach's decision costed them a couple of possessions that really turned over the game a little bit in the Pacers' favor. And then at the end, 14 seconds, they don't take the timeout. Down by 3. They inbound the ball, right? Jalen Brunson, goes up court, shoots it almost at half court, it felt like. Chucks it up, bricks badly. And you're kind of scratching your head at that. You're like, what what was going through the mind of Tom Tibbs? Like, was this the play that was drawn up to shoot the quick three, hope you get a rebound, get it back, and then shoot another quick three? Like, I'm not sure what was going through Jalen Brunson's mind in that regard, so that kind of screwed me because I felt like he could have gotten a better look if he actually tried and waited a couple more seconds to get closer at least to the 3-point line. Maybe get somebody jumping, get somebody leaning. Oops, now the three's up. Now it could be good. But we'll never know.
If they don't win Game 3, this is over for them. Like, because they've been so close these last 2 games and they can't close it out. It's like, but I to be fair, the Pacers have been well rested. They've had a lot more time off, I feel, even if just by a little bit. And the Knicks could still be like recovering from their fight with Boston, but they don't win Game 3, it's over for them. Like I'm calling it now.
Yeah, I agree. I just think
I think Game 3 is the most important game of this whole series. Like, you need to win it. You need to win it. Like, there's.
I think every game now is more important. Is the most important game for the next season. That's the point you're at right now. Every game is the most important game of your season. Every game's got to be treated like a Game 7 right now. There has to be no tomorrow. If you lose 3 games to this Pacers team, they're going to win the 4th. They just are. They're just that good. And they run deep. You know, part of the reason why they're so rested is they could rotate 10 guys out there and it not be an issue. They could do that. They're that good. That's why they're better than Boston. They can all shoot. They can all create their own shot. They can all come off the bench and drop a 3. That's just how good they are. And it's great team building. It's great coaching by Rick Carlisle. Like, he's a really good coach who's managed his team well. The Knicks just don't have that. They went top heavy, and this is the price you pay. But when you go top heavy, you need your stars to step up. And when Karl-Anthony Towns is not scoring, you lose the game.
Yeah. It just sucks. Because it feels like the Knicks are better, right? And they're just not. Some shots aren't falling, right? Pacers are just, their shot making ability is incredible. Even when the shot's contested, it still finds its way bottom of the net, all net, never hits the rim ever. Halliburton is a stud, superstar. Andrew Nembhard is clutch in the mid-range and the 3. You got Miles Turner, Obi Top. Like, it just feels like all these guys, whenever they put the ball up, it goes in, and it doesn't matter what you do or how you want to do it. They're going to find a way to put the ball up and it go in. And yeah, the Knicks defense is good, but when your offense is that elite, kind of means nothing. Yeah, so we'll see. Game 3. When is it? Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Get a couple days off.
Yeah.
So we'll get a day off. Excuse me.
Get a day off.
A day off.
I just feel like, to be honest, who wants to see the Pacers in the finals, though? Like, the Knicks, you can't let this happen. Like, nobody wants to see. Like, it's good. Like, I get it, but I'm not trying to see them in the fucking final. Who know what? I mean, come on, no, we belong in like. It's just gonna be very sad and disappointing when this happens. Like, I kind of have like very little enthusiasm.
Yeah, I mean,
it got deflated after this game. It got deflated because this week we were all hyped that, you know, they beat Boston. So I'm like, yeah, they can get it in 7. They can get it, and now I'm like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna get to 5.
Yeah, I agree. 2 smaller market teams potentially being in the finals. Indiana, Oklahoma City. I mean, it is pretty cool of a matchup if you're a basketball.
They're small market, but I think that would still garner a large crowd. First of all, Indiana's known for basketball, so it's a small market, but it's a basketball place. Is that for a small market or basketball place?
Basketball place. Their corny asses coined that phrase themselves. Let's calm down, all right?
Well, I mean, the ratings, the Fox. I mean, whoever carries the game doesn't want OKC or because there are small markets, and are people from LA and New York going to be interested in tuning in to see the Pacers? Like, I mean,
Is anybody
it's
now
not
interested in
sexy.
watching
It's
the
not a
NBA?
sexy thing. It's not a sexy thing. That's why it's like the Knicks. This is your year to like. You don't even have to win the finals. Just show up. Let's go.
I mean, look, LeBron's not in the playoffs anymore, so the ratings are already down. So you want to get a big market in there eventually. But Adam Silver, we know notoriously, is an idiot. So we'll see how that goes.
So what we're saying is rig the game.
You would think so, right?
Don't rig the game. Just fucking win.
Rig
You
it.
know, the Knicks. You guys
it.
have to find a. They have to find a way to make it happen.
Well,
It didn't. It like the game was definitely wild, but I feel like now is the time, guys. Because are you going to be able to go further next year? You're going to run into these same teams. You're going to catch a break with Boston because Jason Tatum's not going to be there. They're going to have a shit season next year. But you're going to have to meet Indiana again. So if you can't beat them now, what makes you think you can beat them later?
you're right.
You bring before we leave. I think it's a great point because this Knicks team was built to beat Boston. It was not built to beat Indiana. So you cannot retool this team to now go out and beat Indiana because you invested so much into beating Boston. So now it becomes, well, what do you do now? How you can't retool it. So now you really have to go out and try to figure out a way to beat them in 7 games.
Well, you know who else is trying to beat their opponent in 7 games? The Minnesota Timberwolves. They're
It's not
trying
gonna happen.
really hard,
It's not
and
gonna
I don't think it's gonna happen. And I made the game 2 reaction just like this, Jess. I said this exact. The reaction is 3 minutes long because that's all I needed for the analysis. This is what happened in game 2. OKC is better. That's it. That's all that went down. OKC is just a better team.
Wait, who did we say was going to win? Did I say the Wolves were going to... Who did I go for?
We all went OKC. We just said in
We had different. We had 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I had 5. You know what? Look,
they're about to get swept. About to get
looking back on it, 5 was really generous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that you.
Because I said that they would do it in 6, right?
I said 7.
Yeah, they about to get an early wrap up now.
Yeah, they're about to go to Cancun a little earlier than expected. You know what I mean? 5-star hotel.
Meet LeBron out there.
All inclusive. You know what I mean? Sandy beaches, beautiful water, right? Go ahead.
It wants to be in Minnesota.
Right?
It's cold.
It's cold, right? Go
A lot
to
of
Cancun.
trees.
Yes, that's it.
It's not cold right now. It's May.
But still, it's not Cancun. It ain't
I'm in pants. What do you mean it ain't cold right now? I'm in pants.
Yeah.
You're in a sweatshirt.
I know, but that's because New York is going through a little cold thing. But it's Minnesota. I'm sure Minnesota's got cool weather.
We're in
now.
our 3rd winter in New York right now.
Yeah, it is.
No other place gets 3 winters. We get 3 winters.
I don't know why it's so terrible up here. Like why? Like I don't know why we get the bipolar weather. Like
Mother Nature bipolar. She crazy.
Yeah. And that's literally the whole entire reaction we need to have for the Western Conference Finals, is because OKC is just better. They just are a better team. There's, for me at least, Julius Randle was a no-show in game 2. Anthony Edwards was cool. Jaden McDaniels was cool, but SGA is just better than everybody on that team. Jalen Williams attacks the rim with great efficiency, can hit a mid-range, can shoot the outside shot. Chet Holmgren is great defensively, can hit an outside shot, can score in the paint. And they're just so much better defensively. They force so many turnovers each game. They're in the passing lane. They got guys play their role, know their role, shut their mouth, and just get to work. And they're just the best team. They won 68 games this year for a fucking reason. So I truly, even if the Knicks go to the finals or the Pacers go to the finals, I think OKC smacks them both in like 5. Like, that's just how I see it. Because there's nothing that you can do to stop this team unless you have a perennial, like, second best player in the world in Jokic. There's nothing. So, Minnesota, hey, you could prove me wrong in the next couple games, and I'll change my tune, right? I'm a hypocrite, but yeah, right now they're gonna get smacked, and they're getting smacked right now, and they're about to be on low health. So we'll see for tomorrow. I think they play. So
Yeah,
is what it is. Yeah, that's it.
no notes. I agree with you. No notes.
There's really no notes about this, because they're just the better team. So yeah, I'll do a reaction to game 3.
It's going to be an uneventful series. It's like, who's playing?
It's like, oh, Anthony Edwards is out there. Oh, they're getting killed by 25. Yeah, it is what it is. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, nothing else to talk about with that one. We could talk about SGA winning MVP. Congratulations to the young brother, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, winning MVP, dropping like what 32, 5 and 6. Like he was bugging this year.
Yeah, it's hard not to give it to him.
Yeah, and especially when the team won 68.
Yeah, best player, best team, makes total sense. Jokic should give him one for his money though, almost averaging triple double again. So I mean, you could make the argument, but Shai is just so good. SGA is just so good,
and the aura,
like
there.
It's just he's got the aura.
He's aura maxing so hard right now. You see when he hits that little fadeaway and he holds the jumper so pretty? That's aura. You know what I mean?
It's aura forming.
Yeah, you see the way he kind of flops, but not really flops when he gets fouled.
But kind of flops.
It's aura, right? Nobody flops like him. I saw one play he didn't even get touched and he fell. Hey, he got called though. Hey,
when an MVP, you could do that.
You could do that. When you're MVP, you get all the calls. That's it. There you go.
You know what? The NBA is rigged.
NBA is rigged. Talk about it. OKC gonna win it all. Kevin Durant and them couldn't do it. Hey.
No.
that
couldn't do it.
No. Rain went to Westbrook and I was the 5th seed. Oh. So, but shout out to SGA. I mean, he truly deserved it. He's an exceptional player. He's the best guard in the league. 3rd best player, 2nd best player, 1st best player. OKC in 4. I mean, the team is ridiculous. I think they could get even better, right? I think that they could still pick up pieces and get better. I think if SGA wants to take the humble route, don't accept the absolutely $379 million contract that he could sign, and sign a discount. Take a little discount, and just make OKC great for like 10 plus years. That's what I
look.
If I was him.
Look. You could take what's $100 million less. I know NFL quarterbacks won't take that money.
Yeah, it's like when you're already he's already worth so much money, and it's not like he's living a lifestyle to where he can't sustain it on the salary that he already is making now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure a lot of these guys now they saw what Jalen Brunson did, and they're like, if I take $175 million contract from $250, yeah, that's extra 75, but I'm gonna make that back in endorsements, right? I have funds, I have investments here, I have things here. I'm gonna make that money back. So it doesn't really matter. What matters from them right now is the team. like because they're super caring about basketball. They're kind of like focusing solely on the moment. They're not really caring about anything else right now. So
This may get clipped out of context, and then I may get shit for it. But I feel like NBA players are the most humble in terms of like not taking less money. They just kind of get what they get, and they're willing to take less money to make the team better. Like baseball players will always strive to get the best contract possible. They will literally push the table up. NFL players strive to get the best contract possible. Hockey players, more recently, are now pushing for better contracts. But I feel like a lot of NBA stars, superstars, when you think about it, they're not signing like crazy amounts of money, or they're leaving a lot of money on the table to make the team better. So I don't know. Maybe that's just how I think of the situation right now. I feel like they're a little bit more humble than other sports.
yeah, and I feel like they kind of can't afford to do it because like unless you like get a blood clot or unless you absolutely destroy your leg on some Alex Smith type beat, then you'll play. Right? You'll be there. You'll be able to earn money. You'll be earning a living. You're already have endorsements out the ass. Right? So you're kind of able to do that. And you kind of play in like it's not the softest sport, but like it's the least like punishing
Physical.
on your body, I guess.
Yeah.
When we talk about punishment, like getting forcefully battered into a wall, that's punishment. Getting absolutely.
Wouldn't you consider baseball less punishment?
Yes, I forgot that even existed. There you go. So actually,
I forgot we play 150 games a year. I forgot.
I will
about
say
that.
the
God,
game.
it's 150 years, 150 games standing. Standing
I will
there.
say,
I forgot. I'm a loser every time I
Yeah.
come to the plate. That I strike out 4 times in the game. I have to be perfect every
No,
time.
you're not a loser. Okay, but anyway.
I forget. Mentally, I'm shattered playing baseball. But
I'm so sorry I brought up the base. I offend Daniel every time I say.
You do.
But I think with NBA players, I think it may be okay leaving money on the table because they also have a lot more like leverage, just like overall influence in the game. Like they run the league, so it's like are they scrapping for the pennies? No, because they get say, they feel privileged, they feel entitled, they get catered to. When you get what you want, you're not always like, give it to me, I need it. It's like football players, yo. If I get a cold and I can't play, they want to take my fucking money away. It's like they need to fight. They have to go. They have to hold out. They have to do all types of shit to get their money. But I feel like basketball players are like, yo, I'll take this contract, but I also know I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. They're gonna treat me well. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Stomp on players' chests. It doesn't matter.
And it's kind of like the salary cap. The salary cap keeps going up every single year, so it's like they're only gonna earn more money, right? And then what's the difference between 40 mil and 50 mil or 50 mil and 60 mil, right? It's only $10 million extra. These guys aren't caring about that extra 10 mil. They're not like these guys like back in the day who never saw
I think they do. They're just not going to fuss about it the same way other leagues do. They may have another way of demanding their things, but
I think they care, but like if it's to make the team better so they can overall have success in the sport and help them out, make their job easier, they're willing to do that 1,000 more times than any other player in any other sport. I feel like. So yeah, that's
what happened to Daniel?
What happened to Daniel? Are you okay? There he goes.
Yeah,
he is. There he is.
I'm here.
All right.
Yeah, should I move? I moved something.
All right. It's okay.
I want you to see my PJs.
Are your PJs?
That's my glorious PJs.
let me see.
11:30 at night, guys.
11:30 at night. Oh man.
Right now with the get back.
That's right. So yeah, that's pretty much all the NBA talk we had. Anything else we want to say about Shea winning MVP? Anything else? His speech about when he was mentioning his wife, that was sweet. That was pretty sweet. I enjoyed that. As a guy, who has a good woman and
as an inspiring husband.
Yeah, like you like a lot of dudes out here, they kind of downplay like the role that some of the like when they're in a relationship, they kind of downplay what the woman does for them. But when you actually see it, and I guess Shay sees it, it's very nice. You acknowledging it on that kind of stage is beautiful. Not, I'm sure he did it like in his home in private, but that public acknowledgement is also very sweet. So shout out to him.
Yeah, most of the time it's more like a shout out to the wife and like kind of like standard stuff, like thank you for everything. But he spent a long time on it, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. He was like, yo, she would be like, why the fuck ain't you being more aggressive on the court? Like, because she played basketball. So I'm like, so it would hit me hard in the moment, but then I realized, I'm like, damn, she right. So there we go. But, Daniel, are we ready to do the thing we sought out to do a month ago?
A month ago? For a fucking month. Alright, look. For context, we were supposed to do our division reviews last month. Our NFL divisions review last month. However, between free agency, the NFL draft, and the schedule release, for the time of the show, we had to continue to push it back. And so now we're officially going to start the NFL division review because we have literally nothing else to talk about in the NFL for the first time in a month. Thank God.
Wait, hold on. Aaron Rodgers still hasn't signed? Are we going to talk about? No,
you're right.
Sorry. No, fuck that guy. Nah, let's continue.
So this year, we decided something a little bit differently. To kind of keep it like spur of the moment and on our toes and, be a little bit different, we're going to spin a wheel. We don't have a name for it. It's the division wheel. And every week we're gonna spin this wheel, talk about one division or two, see how we progress. We'll talk about every team in the division. We'll talk about the wins, the losses, where they fell, how their year went, and where we see them going in the future now that their rosters are pretty much finalized. We don't know what division we're talking about till we spin the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's everything out of the way. So probably spin the wheel.
Let's go, Daniel. Beautiful.
We here?
Yep, we're here.
We ready?
I'm so pumped.
All right, so one spin. Here we go. Only one spin. And we're going to do the AFC South.
Oh.
Oh, boring.
Yeah, how boring.
The Falcons, or is that NFC?
That's
NFC.
AFC.
I think we're going to talk about the Falcons.
The AFC South consists of the Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts,
The Colts.
Jaguars, Titans.
Oh, okay.
All right. Last year,
All right, so we'll start from bottom up.
Yeah, we'll start from the bottom. The Titans, they were the first overall pick. They sucked. They were awful. They got Cam Ward. Seems to be promising. Was the best quarterback in that draft. Don't know if he was the best quarterback prospect ever, but solid player with solid intangibles and good attitude and probably very knowledgeable. So you could work around that. And also, it's not Will Levis,
who still might start.
Stop. Ain't no way they gave him a retired man's number and he not finna start. Ain't no way. Maybe. I don't know. If the Titans do that, then they're absolutely dumb. Which proves that they are 3-14 team after all. They signed some key guys, right? Signed a guy for the offensive line. Brought in some young talent at receiver. For me at least, I don't really see this team getting too far with Cam Ward first year. He's a rookie. He should just be learning on the bench, but he'll probably get the nod to start because he's just better than Will Levis.
Unless he turns out to be C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniel.
I don't think that this team is as good as that Houston team. I just don't think the pieces are there for that. But hey, that's the standard right now for like if you are somewhat of a good player and you want to make an impact that quickly, you damn sure better be CJ Stroud in his first year. You damn sure. I don't think that'll happen, but maybe. Who knows? Hey, what do I know? Hey.
What do I know?
I think. Well, I think the thing with Stroud and Jane Daniels, they had the team built for them to step right in. They were ready to go, and they just needed the quarterback. This Titan team is arguably 3 to 4 years away from that ever being the case. Defensively, they're a mess. Coaching, they're still a mess. And Cam Ward is a big question mark.
They probably should have kept up Mike Vrabel. They should have never fired him.
There's a reason why Tennessee has never won a Super Bowl. Not a very well-known organization for a lot of reasons.
I mean, they were pretty relevant with Marcus Mariota.
Oh, they did draft Mariota. You're right.
You know, won a couple playoff games.
So did Ryan. Did Ryan Tannehill win a playoff game? He did, right?
He won.
They won the
he won a
championship with
couple.
him.
They were in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. Crazy.
Mike Vrabel coached that team as well.
Derrick Henry. Best thing that happened in Tennessee.
Hey, just run the ball, throw a bubble screen now and again. Ryan Tannehill. Don't do much. That's all I need you to do. So I think, you know, if I had to guess a win total for this team, I'd probably say 5 at best. Maybe 5.
I would say 5 at best, and Cam Ward looks like a Drake
Like a
May.
rookie?
Like a rookie. Like if you get a Caleb Williams Drake May season from Cam Ward, you applaud. You say we did a good job. We move on to next year.
Yep, I agree, 100%. And then you got the Jaguars. Daniel. Duval. They were fucking shit. They were awful. Trevor Lawrence had a couple concussions, injured.
If they have another crappy year, can we finally just wrap it up for Lawrence that he was a bust? I don't even want to say a bust.
Define crappy.
He has the similar stats to Daniel Jones. It's pretty crappy.
You know, they don't make it to the playoffs again. They struggle throughout their games. You know, they just don't have a good season. And by that time, he's been there for 5 years or 4 years. He got drafted in 2020? 2021.
Yeah.
So it'd be 4 years. Do they just get another quarterback? Does he become a backup? Does he...
I mean, you're paying him
He's
too
got that
much
big
damn
ass
money.
contract, but
Yeah.
you can't keep him.
You're paying too much money. That's the problem.
Because he's clearly not the type of quarterback that can elevate a team or anything. He's not a good NFL. Like, he's okay. He's nothing to, like, write home to about. I don't know.
Yeah, so he gets $17 million this year, then he gets $24 million next year, then he gets $35 million in 2027, $47 million in 2028, and then there's an opt out. But if he doesn't opt out, he gets $78 million in 2029 and $74 million in 2030.
What a fucking backloaded contract! Holy.
They don't
shit.
have a way out of this contract? It wasn't a team-friendly contract?
After the 4th year, there's an opt out, but I think it's his opt out. So he can go from 40 million to 72 million. So either way, they're paying him a lot of money.
Man, listen, if he's shit, they're going to take that dead cap and say, fuck it, we fucked up. Let's try again. That's exactly what they're going to do. There's no way they're letting fucking Trevor Lawrence dictate if he fucking between $30 million increase in salary. Absolutely not, especially if he's shit. They're going to cut their losses just like the Giants did with Daniel Jones. Be like, hey, we fucked up. We'll take the dead cap right now. We'll get it back later. Oh, well.
Because even with the addition of Travis Hunter. It doesn't seem like I don't like he himself may have a great season. He may show up. I don't know if it's enough to help them win.
They don't have a good team. They just and look.
They
Trevor
have a
Lawrence.
brand. They have a rookie coach, like a guy who's never like coached in the NFL, like a head. Do we trust someone who goes do like trying to kiss, like so inauthentic? So just who you trust?
You can't do that to
Franchise.
Lewis when he's drinking. You can't make that joke when he's drinking.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
It just
No.
sucks because I follow Marissa Lawrence on Instagram. I love her.
Yeah, no.
She's got nothing to do.
No, I think Jacksonville just their season's gonna be weird because you're kind of banking on Trevor Lawrence being good again. Which if he is, great, but I still don't think you have enough to have a winning season. I don't think Travis Hunter is going to be enough because he's not playing 80 snaps a game. There's just no way. So how much impact do you
They're
really
trying
have
to
on
make
the?
it away.
They're crazy. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. I'll say it here. I'll say it until it happens. It's not. It's not feasible. He may want what he wants, and they may do it for him. But come 2-3 years down the line, he's going to break down and collapse. At some point, you have to protect him from himself, right? So whether he stays at cornerback and he plays some snaps on offense, I could see that. But there's no way he's going to play 80 snaps a game. There's just no way.
I agree.
What do I know?
Hey. We're not in the front office, even though I think I can and we can do such a better job.
I think the three of us could do a great job in Jacksonville.
To be honest, just keep fucking 18-year-olds away
I
from
just
the
hope we got
fucking
cool.
thing. Only professionals in the room. We're pretty good at sniffing out bullshit, and we're not gonna overpay guys. We got Daniel on the contracts over here. He'll never overpay a guy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're cutting Trevor Lawrence right away. Like we're just gonna eat that money. We're gonna see who's ever at backup, and we're gonna ride with it. And we're gonna tank for Arch Manning. We're gonna call it a day.
Fucking Mac Jones, our guy.
Mac Jones.
Let's go, big Mac Jones.
We're gonna sway Kyle Shanahan from San Francisco. Okay, we're gonna have him work for Mac Jones again. We're gonna fix the offense. We're gonna bring Robert Saleh too. Have a great defensive coordinator.
We're just gonna bring the Niners over.
Exactly.
Also, John Lynch is gonna be helping us out too.
He's gonna be our advisor. He's not gonna be like the GM. He's gonna be special advisor.
Yeah, that's right.
We're just gonna jack the Niners of everything they have.
Exactly.
That's
how you win games.
Win totals. I think like maybe the most I can
7.
see. Yeah, 7, 6.
I say 7.
It could be even. I mean, they have a chance for even being the worst team in this division. Like the Titans might have a chance to jump them. Like they can even get like 4 or 5. Honestly,
what a fall off from grace. Remember
they did it to themselves.
Remember that playoff game against the Chargers where they came back down like 27? It was beautiful. I remember that game. I fell asleep watching that game. They were down.
Maybe that was just luck.
Then I woke up and then they won. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it was definitely luck. Yeah.
That was the football god.
It hasn't been repeated, so that was just luck.
It was the football gods because they're trying to get Brandon Staley out of there to bring Jim Harbaugh in. There you go.
That's a big brain move.
Big brain move. All right. The Indianapolis Colts. I mean,
R.I.P. Jim Irsay.
R.I.P. Rest in peace,
Jim Irsay.
Rest in peace. Is it bad for me to say that the Colts, the only thing going for them is a former punter? Right? Like,
no, that punter would agree with you. That punter would straight up agree with you. Like yeah, they ain't shit. Ain't shit.
Like the pass rush is meh. The defense is cool-ish. The offense
Don't have a quarterback
don't
who
have
wants
no
to really play.
Yeah, or is even good, right? Anthony Richardson fucking blows. He sucks. Even if he was to play, he would be bad. So it wouldn't even matter if he was on the field for all the snaps. He would be all. Hey, I think that if he was on the field for less snaps, they might be better. Jonathan Taylor's really good. You got a lot of good, solid weapons on the outside. Where if you even got just like an average guy in there, they can make this team something. With a decent O-line too, with a good run game, you can make something with this Colts team. They were 8-9 last year. I mean, they still have trouble at the quarterback position. Their defense is meh. They're just a meh team for me. If you're in a QB competition with Daniel Jones, you're not really good for your career, pal. So they got to find who that guy is, and I don't trust either of those guys to lead the helm and get those offensive weapons involved because they do have a really good offense.
No, I think my point is going to be short, sweet, and simple. If your quarterback battle is between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, I don't know how far you're going to go in this league. Like, it's just like the one thing I could see happen. There's two things that can happen for me. Either Daniel Jones plays like his 2022 self, where he won the playoff game, and I could see him doing that, and that's probably best case scenario with the weapons that they have there and the way he could play and the offensive line they have there. Or Anthony Richardson actually turns out to be a good quarterback, and he can throw the ball like a professional quarterback and who wants to play football for his career and not top out in the game. So, I mean, you have two best case scenarios or two worst case scenarios. In either scenario, I still don't trust this team to go very far. This team just has nothing to offer to the league, nothing to offer to the division. I mean, we really did start with a shit division, if we're being honest. We just got 3 shit teams in a row in this division. And look, I mean, like the Colts could be good. Are they good enough to win a playoff game? Probably not. Are they good enough to even go far? Probably not. Are they interesting? Are they decent? Yeah, they had 8 wins.
They'll get 5 or 6.
Yeah. Like they could easily lose. Like they could easily win 2 games this year, and nobody would bat an eye. Anyway, let's get on to the division winner. Who's gonna win the division?
So depressing.
Yeah, the Houston Texans. You guys got it again. It doesn't matter who's injured. You guys are gonna win again. You guys have the best team. Unless you guys absolutely implode and CJ Stroud stops believing in a power most high, you guys will be fine. Right? Like, you guys will be perfectly okay. You guys will get 9, 10, or 11 wins, probably.
I think he's going to be really good this season.
Yeah. Even without Tank Dell there, right? Tank Dell got injured, horrific injury. You still got Nico Collins. You signed Christian Kirk off the street. You have John Mechie. You have 2 guys you brought in from the draft. You have good tight end Dalton Schultz. You have Joe Mixon. You have a offensive line. That was the problem last year. Defense
really improve it.
Defense, you got a great corner in Derek Stingley, and you have a great defensive end in Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. They have pieces there that could get the job done. It just matters of will they. I think so. Especially in this shit division. They're awful.
I think I agree with everything you just said. I think what's going to be most intriguing is going to be how far they go in the playoffs, right? Because the AFC is so stacked. They didn't really make a lot of moves to improve this team beyond, a couple pieces here and there. Well, are they better than the Bills right now? No. Are they better than the Ravens right now? No. Are they better than most of the teams in the AFC? Probably not. The Bengals, probably not. I feel like the Charger matchup was really good for them, but when they played the Chiefs. They played the Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs exposed that they were. Y'all still got a long way to come before you roll up in here. You know, they have a lot to do.
Yeah, I mean, they
Just
just
kind of let that game get away from them.
a little bit, yeah.
I mean,
Like they had some
So-
chances in that game too, to be able to capitalize and to be able to run up the score on the Chiefs, but they just could not do it. They had multiple chances.
no, but I do think he learned a lot from that game, though. I think I trust him enough. I think he's one of those quarterbacks that gonna be a big. I think he's gonna have a really good year. You're gonna see the growth in him. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks. He's just gonna get better and better. Like I don't see him. You know, I don't know. He's just got that talent. I don't know.
He's got that swag.
Just trust him.
So we got. Hey.
I will say I do agree with you with that, and I don't disagree with you with that. I think my thing is like, are they turning into like the AFC or like the new version of the Patriots? Oh, not the Patriots, the Steelers, where they have a really good team, they have really good defense, but every time they get in the playoffs, they run into buzzsaws and they don't have enough to get over the hump. And is that considered a successful year, an important year? You know.
Well, I think that part comes down to, I think that falls more toward coaching. You have to find a way to get your team over the hump. Especially if you have someone like CJ Stroud as your quarterback. Like, you need to help them. You need to find a way. Maybe the first 2-3 years, okay, he's still kind of new to the league. You gotta, like, work out the kinks and shit. I get it. But, like, you don't want to turn into the team that's, oh, yeah, they make the first round exit. It's, like, very low expectations. So, I feel like that part lands on the coach, I feel.
And D'Amico Ryans is also pretty new to like being a head coach, right? He hasn't really, and he's made the playoffs twice already. I mean, he's gotten this team to a point where they can be successful and can make the playoffs. It's just a matter of how far can they go. And it hasn't been shown that they can go far, even with CJ Stroud being a young guy. But you hope the development is there. You hope he takes that next step into superstardom. I mean, last year, going into the last season, I had him as top 5 quarterback. I did.
We all did.
Yeah,
we all did
because he was spectacular, and kind of fell a little bit. Right, he's still a really good quarterback, and you believe in his intangibles and you believe in his potential. You just want to see it executed on the field.
Right.
So we'll see.
I mean, I think this is a very important year for both the team and CJ Stroud. I think you expect them to win the division because they should dominate this division very easily. And look, I think getting past the first round needs to be the expectation. And I think anything short of that is considered a failure.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah. And that was the AFC South review. Pretty quick. Not very interesting.
No.
I'll
We
tell you
really
why.
did not throw off the...
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's the Titans.
Yeah.
And it's the Colts.
And it's the Jaguars.
Duval.
What do you think the NFL needs to do to get some of these teams who seem to never catch heat? Because, the NBA, they decided to have, like, the play-in, right? The tournament to, like, keep the lowest seeds competitive. I feel like, what can the NFL do to keep these teams competitive? Like, there's no excitement around these, and they've been like that for a while. Like, a long time.
I mean,
like, when's the last time the Jaguars have truly, like, even before Trevor Lawrence, they were relevant, like, a few years prior to that. And the Colts, like you said, the last good thing they had was Andrew Luck. And that didn't even last for them. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. A play-in system, not a play-in, but like the what is it? The tournament, the cup, NBA Cup tournament thing that they have like different
The
seedings and
in-season tournament.
yes, the in-season tournament. Yes, if they had that in the NFL, I don't think teams wouldn't mind that because you're not adding games. You're just putting different stakes on the games that are already there.
But how would
What
that
would the
work?
stake be?
That is my thing. Like how would that? Because like my thing is like
Money.
you're playing your division twice.
Oh,
Like every
if we know for the NFL, that would work a lot better than it would in the NBA because
Money.
the players need the money.
Yeah.
yeah.
You get guaranteed contracts. You win this game.
That's crazy.
You know what? Yeah, that honestly would be better than giving them money. Just guarantee their contract.
I don't know. I my thing would be to implement a draft lottery. You know, so that it would be somewhat fun for like the teams in the bottom to actually have a reason to kind of play the bottom tier teams. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like even that doesn't really work. It's hard in football because there's there's a limited number of games that you just kind of got to eat it. But come like we said, like come November, half these teams are done. You know, it's like so why even show up to these games? Why even pay money to go to these games? Like it's completely dead. I don't know. Like to me, it's just the NFL does not punish teams for losing enough, and that goes for like all major sports. Like other than soccer, these teams don't get punished enough; they get rewarded for it, so it encourages it. So, in a sense, that's why the lottery would, because at least even if you do suck, there's a chance you could also get nothing for it. So you do have to build a decent team. So I guess that's what my answer would be. But yeah, no, it's just come November, half these teams are done. Their seasons are over. There's no excitement for them.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for the Titans and the Jaguars for years now.
You know, I do agree with the sentiment that, they get rewarded. If you go 2-15, why the fuck should you get the first pick? You don't know what to do. Like, I think that rule should probably change. Like, seriously, like, of course no one wants to keep somebody like the Chiefs keep winning, but they fucking worked for it. Eagles worked for it. Their teams are truly competitive. Let them get the top. Like, because why are we rewarding bad bullshit? Like, it's just
Eagles
yeah,
get the
I
number one
mean,
overall pick, Travis Hunter.
I think because certain franchises you can, like the Jets, we can have a top 10 pick for a fucking decade. It don't fucking work. We can't pull together a 10-win season. We can't do 11. We can't do shit. And we're always third pick, fourth pick, second pick, first pick, constantly. And what has it? What? And a bunch of other teams are the same way too. So it's like, do the lowest teams really need the first pick just to try to be fair? Fuck fair. They don't care. They don't want to play. They can't get it together.
You know, European soccer is the only sport in the world that has a punishment for teams that suck.
You get like demoted, right?
Yeah. And like that's a whole other complicated part to get into it, but there is like levels to their leagues that teams. So maybe you could do like whoever finishes last in the NFL gets like sent to England and replaced by the England team. They have to join the European league or the European division.
I don't.
And the European
Yo, if there was like 32 other teams, I'd be down for that. If there was 32
that's why it would work. If you merge with the XFL and the UFL, you can make it happen.
I mean, I understand, franchises, you may hit a slump for a few years. You lose a big player, you lose a big coach, ownership changes. Sometimes you go through a rough patch, 5-6 years where you're nasty. But then you come out and you become competitive again. But when you are 10 years shitty, 15 years shitty, Been had 50-year franchise, got one Super Bowl, haven't been to a Super Bowl. Something has to happen. Like something has to be like, okay, you're watering down our shit. Like you're. I don't know. There's not much you can do because when you think about it, these teams are basically privately owned businesses. So there's not much you can really do with them. They all just pull together and make this league, but they're all like individuals. So there really is no like system to pass down to make sure they're better, except for the draft.
Yeah.
But even the level between college and NFL is so big that sometimes that most of the time doesn't even work.
But you know what does work and what is still going to work? The tush push.
The touch push, baby.
It's still here. 10 teams
So we
voting
got. Can
now.
you pull up the list of the teams that voted for and then voted against it?
I got you.
I got you right now.
I literally have it saved.
Let me see.
It's important to note that all
right, the teams who voted not to ban. So this is the 10 teams who didn't vote. Okay, obviously the Eagles. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints, the Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, and the Tennessee Titans. Every other team voted against.
Now, most of those teams you voted for, except for that you just mentioned, except for like the Ravens and the Eagles, most of those teams suck.
Yeah.
So how are they for the tush push? And the teams that are actually good that you didn't mention, the Chiefs voted for the ban, the Niners voted for the ban. Guys,
the only
what are you doing? Fucking stop it! Why are you voting against it?
The only two teams that voted for it, that made the playoffs were the Lions and the Ravens. Now the Ravens, I can understand. Not in their division, they wouldn't care as much. They also have an elite running back who's big and strong. So they might want to do a touch push. The Lions, I don't get at all. Because you're going to play the Eagles eventually. So you're going to play this touch push. You can't stop it. Why would you vote to keep it in the league?
Maybe no, or maybe they have the mind frame though that we will learn to do the tush push, or we will be the ones to stop it. Why should we be the ones saying we can't do it?
You ain't stopping it. Nobody's stopping it.
I just think people haven't found a way.
You ain't stopping it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I don't know. You're not always going to have these same players, so the tush push is not going to always. I think other teams will eventually learn how to dominate. Will learn how to do it.
Yeah, and
I just think this is just a learning curve.
And my thing is like, and Jerry Jones actually said something intelligent for the first time in years, about the tush push. He said,
one every year.
Am I actually against the tush push, or am I actually just against the Eagles because they're in my division? Right? So you kind of have to think about that. Like, am I actually like, do I not like the play, or do I just hate the Eagles and I don't want them to succeed? Right?
Well, that makes more sense when you think about the people who voted for the ban. The Chiefs just got smacked by the Eagles.
Fuck that shit.
Niners,
get it out of here.
NFC, beef right there. Didn't even make it. Yeah, I mean,
the Rams got
the Giants, the Commanders voted for the ban.
So did the Cowboys.
The Cowboys voted for it.
The Bengals.
The Buccaneers voted for it. The Commanders voted for it.
Yeah. But it's like, if I was the owner of a team and I just got fucking smacked by the Eagles and Saquon, I still wouldn't want the tush push banned. I don't think it's that bad. I think, for me at least,
this is the pettiness of the owners. This is the pettiness.
It's very petty.
Of
it's literally
apparently
being like, oh, I don't think that should be allowed.
Apparently, there was some heated arguments going on in that room too. A lot of shit being thrown at Goodell.
Supposedly Jed York was telling him to get off the stage, or how much more of this do we have to listen to? Like, there was rich people infighting.
Hey, these weren't boys being boys. You know, there's some heat going on here.
Yeah. I mean, sure, you could ban it. Maybe injury risk. You're more likely to get injured.
But there was no proof of the injury risk. And I think that's another reason why they had to let it go through, because it's like, there's no proof this is actually hurting anyone except for the team that's losing. Like, I just think you just need to find a way.
If I'm remembering right, I think the proposal was to make a rule that they said if you push a player forward who has the ball from like behind, that's now illegal, and that could be a penalty. I think that's what it technically was. So like it wasn't like to ban like the play itself, but it's like you can't push somebody, you can't push like a running back forward from behind, type of thing.
You know how many
So
times?
does that only matter at the line of scrimmage at the thing? Because I mean, people push each other into the end zone all the time.
But you have to have the ball. But yeah, you'd be right.
We've seen the receivers and the running back hold the ball and someone push them in to help them in. So then you would have to make all the behind the moves illegal.
Yeah, like if they do that, then oops, you know how many touchdowns are just gone? How many first downs are just gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I was watching the facility this morning. Yeah, I was watching the facility this morning, and Shady McCoy was saying how this would make the NFL look soft if you ban this play. Just find a way to stop it, or find a way to make sure that they don't get that far down in the field that they have to do the tush push. Like, it just really is a defense issue. You just need to find a way to stop it. Or find a way for your offense to be able to do the same thing. You shouldn't ban it, because it is, if it's not an injury thing, why are you banning it? You're supposed to be a tough sport. You're supposed to be the big, bad, fat guys in the locker room, It's
right. We are.
That's right. And it's like, it's not even they still would have the QB sneak. It's just a QB sneak with a guy like being like, all right, man, you got this. Like, that's literally all it is. This is just a guy.
But it's definitely causing a lot of animosity between these teams.
Because they can't stop it, and they won't stop it. That's the thing. They won't
and you know
stop
what?
it.
You know what? It's drama. Let's do it. Let's have some drama.
Fuck it. Ban it. I don't care. Who cares?
Part of the script. Let's add it to the script.
Fuck it. How many touch pushes a game you want? Huh?
I can't wait to hear Tony Romo. Well, Jim, they're playing the Lions today. Lions voted for the tush push. They regret the decision, Jim. I don't know. They might regret it, Jim. Let the tush push go. I don't know.
He 100% would say that. He'd be like, oh, I don't know, Jim. The owner might have made a bad decision on that fourth down call in the summertime. Just saying. Ah.
Well, here's the thing. You can have the tush push in the league, and, it could all go your way. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because you would still have the greatest quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. And it doesn't matter whether you have the tush push or not. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm surprised Patrick Mahomes doesn't do a tush push from here on out. Why not? Do it.
Well, not every team has 5 350-pound linemen and a 250-pound running back and a quarterback who you could pick up with your thumbs and throw over the line,
Hey, be better. You know what I mean? Just be better. And I should be against this tush push because I am a Giants fan. But in my opinion,
yeah, you should be.
I wouldn't change it because, personally speaking, the success rate on it, I'm running it too. Shit, I don't care. I'm running the same play. We'll run it in practice. We'll run it on a 4th and inches, on a 4th and 1. We'll do it.
But you also say you also need the guys for it. You have to say that.
Yeah,
but
all these tackles are big. You just got to get low enough. It matters about the determination, I feel like, about these players, not about the skill. Do they want to get low? Would they get low? Do they want it more?
Can Russell Wilson get over the line?
Yeah, 100%. With the fucking running back pushing him, with Cam Scadaboo pushing Russell Wilson in the back. Are you absolutely kidding me? Cam Scadaboo might just pick up Russell Wilson, just throw him over the line. Like, it wouldn't even be. He'd just be like, "All right, come here, buddy." Just chuck him, right? Like, if I'm any other team, I'm doing it. The success rate is amazing, right? This is a copycat league. Why are we trying to get rid of something that works? You're a copycat league. Copy. Do it. But they clearly don't want to do it. And these guys aren't determined to do it. They're like, oh, I don't want to get that low. You're an offensive lineman. Get down dirty. Come on. What are we, soft?
I wonder if the teams who voted for it, would have the guys for it. The Bears could probably do it. They have some big offensive linemen who could do it. The Bills for sure.
The Bills do it to a certain effect. They just don't do it the exact same way. So it's like
the Chargers. Herbert's big enough. He could do that.
Herbert's 6'5". Just put your arm over and it's good. That's it.
Brock Purdy just got paid, and somebody could get really injured, so we're not going to do it. Everyone in San Francisco is encasing less.
I will say as well, somebody would get hurt on the 49ers if they were to run this play, because their injury history, not fun. They're just unlucky. So somebody would get hurt the first time they ever try to run it, if they did try. Baltimore could run it too.
Yeah. Baltimore voted against it though.
They voted against the proposal, so they didn't want to ban it.
No, they. Yes.
They didn't want to ban it, so they were like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" Yeah, they could.
You know what's crazy?
They could do the same.
They needed 2 more votes for this to happen. So if you could, they needed to swing 2, literally one more team.
The Jets.
I think that if there's one team that surprised me, it was the Lions.
Really?
You play them in a championship game one day. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would you give them that advantage? If you know it's an advantage for them, why would you give it for them for a conference rival?
Because they want to show that they can be just as bad, that they can do it too. This is a fuck you. We can do the same thing. They did that out of they. They
you better do it.
They want the smoke.
Then you better do it. If you're the Lions, you better do it, or you better. Because to me, it's a bad look for you.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about it than it works? The Eagles, they literally won with it. It works. I think they use it in the Super Bowl as well. It works. This is a play where if you're in 4th and inches or 4th and 1 or even 4th and 2, you can get it. You just have to want it enough. And some of these teams are like, oh, but my neck hurts. Shut up. Get out there. Put your fucking head down and go to work. Low man wins. What the fuck happened? Offensive lineman. Oh, I don't want to get low enough anymore.
No, it messed up Chris Jones's neck when they did that in the Super Bowl. You didn't see the physical therapist out there realigning his neck.
I mean,
it looked like he was.
Hey, that's what happens when you try to get
an injury though.
When you try to get low, and somebody went lower. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. You got to be the lowest that you can be. You know what I'm saying? You got to try. But it is what it is. But also, people do be falling on top of each other. That is kind of crazy. They're 300-plus pound men times 5. That's 1.5 thousand pounds. That's a lot of fucking mileage on your back. You know what I mean? That's a lot. So maybe that, you know what? Ban it. Fuck it. Why not? That's a lot of weight, man. That hurts. You know what I mean? Right? Too much weight.
Give the big boys a chance.
Yeah, man, come on. They need longevity too. Right?
We know who else needs longevity. Apparently, Garrett Wilson on the Jets.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Hey, look. If you're one of your best players ain't talking like that, get him off the team immediately.
That part is true.
My thing is why.
I asked this about Sauce Gardner, so why is it a question now? Why he's saying? Why does it matter? When I asked it, everyone thought I was crazy. But now you see why I asked that.
I'm pretty sure I agree with you on that point, though. I don't think I pushed back against that. I think I was like, why would you want to be a Jet?
I can't remember. It was a long time.
Yeah. I mean, like, they picked you, in the draft. They gave you an opportunity to showcase your talent. They're willing to pay you money to play the sport you love. I feel like in sports, you got guys who are like, these guys wanted me. They believed in me. They believed in my talent. They believed in everything that I stand for. And they want me to be in this facility. So why would I not devote my sports career to them?
You can say all that. I mean, you can believe all that. But to make an open declaration, you have a young career. You may be playing for 2 other teams before you're done.
Now, I will say he probably is doing this for negotiation to get more money. Hey, guys, I want to be here. Guys, just pay me what the fuck I want. Like, that's exactly.
It's also something like, hey guys, I tried. I said I wanted to be here. They didn't want me here. Don't boo me. I said I wanted to be here. Because God knows New York media would be like, oh, but he never said he wanted to be here to begin with. So I don't think I think he's disingenuous. Like, no, I said I wanted to be here. They didn't want to pay me. It's on them. It's their fault.
Right, and like if they say, "Oh, I want to be a Jet for life," or "I want to be X team member for life," it does nothing to the reputation, right? If they get traded or they sign with another team, it's like, yeah, well, I wanted to be, but it just wasn't the right situation. That's it. That's all they need to say, and boop, up, they're cope free. That's all they needed. They're out of jail. Get out of jail free. That's it. Boop, you're done. So it costs them nothing. But it could get them like a lot of money, maybe.
I just hate disingenuous statements like that.
You think he's being disingenuous?
I really do. You wasn't saying this last year when Sauce was saying it. Are you saying it now? I don't know. You don't have to lie.
I will be happy if he signs.
Of course.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he walks. Because it would be the most Jettian thing to do.
That would be pretty fucking jetty. I'm not gonna lie. He said he wants to be here, and you're like, nah. Goodbye.
They offered me more money.
Yeah, sorry guys.
The Niners were really appealing. San Francisco's a great city. I really like, warm weather. We play on grass. San Francisco, a really beautiful city. I'm just saying.
Brock Purdy's a great guy.
No offensive head coach, someone who knows how to fucking use me.
Me and Brock go way back. We actually play AAU ball together at some point when we were 15. Really good friends, actually. So.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, great guy.
Me and Patrick, we go way back.
Oh God, I will never forgive him if he goes to the Chiefs. I will never. Ever.
I mean, him and Patrick Mahomes would be...
Oh, God, don't say it. Shh. Shh.
Josh Allen, big guy, hot girlfriend, really great personality.
No, he can't go there either.
Patriots.
You can go to the Jaguars.
Buccaneers. Right, there's a lot of good teams.
You can go there.
Giants.
New England, great city. Boston, really close market.
No.
See my family here.
No.
Great history up in New England. Just trying to add to the legacy.
You're going to freeze up there. Don't go up there. No.
Dallas. Jerry's going senile.
You will never get a Super Bowl going to Dallas.
The
Don't even.
Washington Commanders, him and Terry McLaurin. Hey.
Anyway.
Be a Jet for life, bro. Go ahead, ruin your career. All right.
Hey, fuck you! Don't say that.
All right. We're talking about Caitlin Clark next.
Don't say that, Giants
Yeah.
fan.
That's right. We ruin careers here, right? Even if they don't want to be here,
Miserable
we
ass
ruin
fan
them.
base.
Oh man. So Caitlin Clark.
WNBA's back.
It is
Can
back.
you educate me on this whole situation? Because I only saw clips.
About the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese stuff.
Yeah.
These people.
Like I actually did not. I've not had yet to sit down and hear the actual. I've been seeing it, but I haven't like processed any of it.
There's a lot of bored people online. I don't know if you know this, but they like making everything about the color of somebody's skin and not actually what happened on the basketball court. Here's the play. Angel Reese fouls, I think, Aaliyah Boston. She like pushes her, grabs a rebound. Caitlin Clark points at the ref like, hey, what the fuck? You didn't call that. Angel Reese is now pretty much has a wide open layup. Caitlin Clark goes, it's a hard foul. She fouls her hard, right? She looks at her and then looks off. And then Angel Reese gets up, tries to get in her face, be like, what the fuck you looking at, bitch? Stupid bitch. Right? All of that.
Did she really say all that?
No, she was like, what? She said something to like, she said something to the
Lewis is traumatized.
Yeah, I'm dramatizing this. She says something to the effect like what the fuck you gonna do? Yeah, I think if I John Boyd it
I
correctly.
saw how when she walked off, Caitlyn walked off, like everyone's like kind of calm, and she's just like, well, like nothing happened. Like she has no idea that she just like set this girl on fire. She's like, oh.
But the thing is, like, watching it, I was like, oh, that's a hard foul. Like, but in basketball, typically, if somebody's just wide open for a layup, you foul the shit out of them. Because you don't even want them coming close to making the basket and getting two points and then a free throw. You would rather them try to make 2 free throws. So you just foul them, right? Granted, I guess you could say like Caitlyn kind of pushed her, maybe. She like swiped at the ball and like her momentum was taking her forward, and then Angel Reese like happened to like felt like she got pushed. So then Angel Reese was like felt a way about it. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, and then people online.
That's fine. They're playing sports. Like they should be it's okay to get aggressive.
Yeah, that's fine. But then everybody is like, "Oh my goodness, Angel Reese, the fans, they're calling her all these names. They're doing all this, and the Caitlyn stands, and oh, people just defend Caitlyn because she's a white girl, and Angel Reese is tough, and it's the optic game that they play. I wish that they would just focus on basketball, because they're very skilled.
Because I truly believe that when they're on the court, I don't think Angel Reese is like, oh no, she's white, I have to stop her.
Yeah,
I think it's just like pure competitive.
I will say though, like,
how you feel about her off the court is different.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese, there's obviously like more competitiveness when she plays Caitlyn because of the history of the championship game in the NCAA, and the fouls and people kind of like only talking about Caitlin Clark really because she is that type of megastar. And maybe Angel Reese feels a certain way about that, and maybe she feels like she's not getting as much attention as Caitlin Clark would. So that's probably why Angel Reese may be more fired up about a matchup against Caitlin Clark, because she and her are like,
I mean,
same popularity, I guess.
I mean, it's okay to be fired up against a specific opponent, and we've all wanted this rivalry, right? To pretend that we didn't want to see this as bullshit. So, but I feel like you need to carry that same fire though for all your competitors, all your teams. You have to get over the fact that the media is on Caitlyn's side. You have to so what? Because
I
when you're
think
not putting up her numbers, what are you expecting?
I think the thing is like if it was any other two players, it's a non-story.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a regular basketball play that happens all the time. But because it's Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, first game of the season, it's going to get blown out of proportion. But it's going to come crashing down on it.
And then you had
Yeah,
like
I definitely.
you had like RG3 like psychoanalyzing the brain of Angel
Yeah, that was
Reese
crazy.
and being
What I
like,
didn't like
"Oh,
about that
what
was
she
RG.
feel."
You don't fucking do this for male athletes. You don't say Max Crosby hates Patrick Mahomes. You don't say that shit. So why is it now you want to like? It's a bit like this is personal with Angel Reese. Like you don't talk like that about any other sport, about any other athletes who go at it head to head. So I didn't understand that part, but I definitely didn't understand Ryan Clark turning it into something that he wasn't really trying to bring there. You know, it's like Ryan Clark. I don't know.
I'm telling you, a lot of these guys online are bored, especially
It's
like
like,
Ryan
bro,
Clark and Robert Griffin III. They're bored. They want to ride because
and they already don't like each other. So I didn't know about this. They already have like a beef.
yeah, I just heard about this. Apparently they were like teammates in Washington. They don't like each other, and Robert Griffin
Oh,
makes a lot of comments about milk.
yeah. So Ryan Clark never liked him as a teammate. Basically, he said he was kind of corny. He made all these weird jokes about his girlfriend's skins, and it's like, you know. So I think he naturally has not ever liked RG3.
Yeah, and that's
So he
fine.
found a way to finally like bitch him out.
Yeah, like some guys you just don't vibe with, really. Like some guys are just that. They're just guys, Jags. And like you just won't vibe with, and then that's cool. But then to make it all about, well, you sit down and have conversations with black women, you need to understand the expectations of what goes through their mind when you say things like that, and it's like, bro,
But it's like Ryan, so she can't get critiqued because she's black.
it was just a hard foul, man. Hey, it's not that deep. Like it really is not that deep.
It really is not that deep.
So sometimes I feel like maybe Ryan Clark is bored.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it wasn't all about all.
I
And
think
then
every
he put out,
ESPN is bored.
he
There's no football.
backtracked after this argument because he talked about RG3's wife. So he backtracked and was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to make it like, I shouldn't have brought her in it." It's like, yeah, because the internet found out that your first baby mother was white, and you realize you look fucking kind of crazy talking all this shit, sounding stupid, you're trying to sound like you're helping, but you're actually just creating noise.
Hey, look, when it's about Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, it gets clicks. These boys know what they're doing. So when it's about our glorious queens, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, which by the way, Angel Reese, you got to get better at layups. I'm sorry, you're shooting 35% from the field. You're awful.
Didn't you go like
Yeah, she needs to
1%
get
in the
better.
last week?
Yeah,
She's
awful.
great off the field. She's got podcasts and she's going to Met Galas. And you put 1,000% in there, but yeah, on the court, you're not really showing up.
Yeah, she has a high motor. She can grab rebounds, but when it comes to scoring the ball and laying up the ball and maybe shooting a 15-footer, it's horrendous to watch. It's not great.
You know who she sounds like?
Hmm.
Draymond Green.
A little bit. But at least Draymond also could hit a wide open three if you let him.
I don't want to compare her to him. You know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
She's not there yet.
Not even close.
I'm telling.
Yeah. Also, Draymond Green, before he won the championships, fantastic player. He was amazing. He was a great player.
Arguably elite.
Arguably the sole reason why the Warriors either won championships or lost championships. You can make these
But then he
arguments.
punched his teammate.
And then he kicked LeBron in the nuts. Remember that?
Yeah.
So yeah, Caitlin Clark is doing pretty good this season to start. I mean, she's on a better team than she was last year. She already has broken Diana Taurasi's record for most 20 and 10 games by Diana Taurasi had she did this mark in 450 plus games, and Caitlin Clark did it in only 40, 43, 20, and she already had, I think what was it, the most 20 and 10 games by a guard in 40 something games, and Taurasi did it in 400 and something. Yeah, Diana Taurasi, she was wrong. She did not know what she was talking about when Kayla go, oh, you got to be a thing. Yeah, she's just going to break all your records. You're right. This isn't college. This is easier. So, you're right. You're not playing a bunch of 18-year-olds. Yeah, and she's dogging grown women out every night. So.
Yeah, I think they have a really fun matchup on tomorrow or Sunday where they play Liberty.
Sunday.
So that's gonna be a really fun game to watch. That's two really good teams, but everybody else, she's just dog walking first 2 games of the season, and it's scary to think she could be better this year than she was.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Especially with the better team, they can go farther. Even though I would like to see, the team when I'm watching them, I would like Caitlin to be a little bit more off the ball, coming off of pin downs, right? Not really having to create as much of the offense as she has to. Just focus on her shooting ability, and try to get her open as much as you possibly can, because these girls are face guarding her every single time. And so just set screen is literally whatever 2016 Steph Curry did, that's what Caitlin Clark should do. Exact playbook. So we'll see. I mean, she's doing really good right now. Indiana's 2-1 right now. It's pretty good. So there you go.
WNBA is back.
WNBA is back. The Liberty set a record for threes. Yeah, they dogged out Chicago. Walked them.
That's right.
Belt to ass. That's all it was in that game. And the Liberty are worth a lot of money. They just come off of a championship. They're worth $500 million right now. I mean,
It's actually really good.
New York's up.
WNBA taking moves.
Just saying.
They're only gonna go up. Why are you looking like that, Daniel?
I mean,
Because the Mets have had bases loaded the past 3 innings, and they've grounded to double play 3. They had 3 chances to win the game with the bases loaded, and they haven't won.
Wait, where are they? Why are they still playing? It's 12-4. Oh, they got to be out west somewhere.
Coast.
No, they had a 2-hour rain delay. They restarted at 9 o'clock, at 9:30. Now it's the top of the 13th inning.
Damn.
Oh hell no! Hell no! It's 12:42.
Yeah,
Is the crowd still there?
I would still be there. It's the Dodgers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting my motherfucking money's worth. Are you kidding
Crazy.
me? Oh no.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah,
I didn't mean to tell you guys.
the New York Liberty are really good.
Oh, we might as well get into baseball.
And Brianna Stewart's really good. Natasha Cloud's really good. Sabrina Ionescu's really good. They just have a great team, a really good coach, and I'm
Repeat.
Who?
They're gonna repeat.
Yeah, I think so. I am a Fever fan, so I'm for the Indiana Fever right now.
Shut up. Do you live there? Where do you live? Shut up.
I'm a Caitlin Clark guy. You know what I mean? I like Sabrina, but I love Caitlin more. So, I could see a matchup where Indiana.
You're a terrible New York fan.
Shut up. I could see a matchup. Caitlin Clark's better. Shut up. I could see a matchup where, the Liberty face Indiana, and I would pick Liberty to win that one. I just don't think that Indiana's ready yet to take that next leap into the elite conversations of head coach and players and team just yet. But it's a very intriguing matchup coming up. So I'm all down for that for the Liberty. Shout out to them. And I think they're 3-0, so they're doing really good.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. New
Hey,
York represent.
hey,
New York all day.
that's it, baby. That's it. Speaking of
New
New
York all
York,
day.
do you want to talk about your Mets?
Post Subway Series. Yeah, no, we're not good anymore. Okay. Yeah, I mean we had a shit week.
Mm-hmm.
Lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. Lost 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox. Somehow we're in the top of the 13th inning against the Dodgers. I don't know how that's happening. I wish I could watch the game, but I can't because I'm Apple TV Plus. So I literally have to follow on the MLB app, which is 3 pitches behind. So that's
You can't
fun.
get a free trial?
No, I refuse to give anything to Apple TV Plus to watch one Met game a month. Fuck that.
I hear you.
That's right,
Okay.
brother. Amen to that, brother. But
And they just gave up a home run, and the Mets losing 6-5. Great, fantastic, amazing. So the week for the Mets is going really well right now.
Mhm.
Soto's doesn't want to take the bat off his shoulders. He's struggling. I don't want to hear the discord that he hates New York and that. I think he's just going through a very bad slump right
Oh no,
now.
that $800 million isn't making him
Maybe he's
fucking
fine.
play at his best.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Well,
I
he'll be
think you
fine.
just.
$700 million later, he'll be fine.
I think when we get into July and August, he will be showing up there. Okay. I think he's going through a bad slump right now. I think there's a lot. It's a big transition for him. This happened 2 years ago to Lindor, and look where Lindor. This happens to
See
baseball.
Lewis's face?
Yeah, I know. He's a Yankee. He's a Yankee fan. I know. It's a lot of coping. It's a lot of hope. I know. I'm a hopeless romantic. What do you want me to tell you? Okay. All I have is this
Oh,
team
still
to believe
very
in.
early.
Look, I'm watching the team at fucking 12:45 at night. The Knicks just lost.
You mean
The Rangers aren't in the
hey,
playoffs.
hey.
Jets suck. This is all I got right now.
It's
So I'm gonna hope that they are a better team next week.
Daniel. You're watching them in the morning. That's how dedicated you are.
I'm watching them on a Saturday in the game they played on Friday.
God bless you. Heart, man.
Okay.
You're beautiful. You know that?
Do they play tonight? Like technically Saturday?
Yeah, they play on Fox tonight. We played Apple
Two
TV
games?
Plus, Fox, and ESPN the next 3 games. So I gotta hear for the next 18 innings. Otani's the best player in the world. Why isn't Juan Soto hitting well? Why are the Dodgers so good? Why do the Mets suck as a organization? Oh, but the Mets are doing better, right? No, they're really not. They're down by 10 runs right now.
It's May. I mean, you guys will probably turn around like Lewis said. Or no, wait, you said that. You guys probably turn around like, July, August.
Yeah, it's early. Their Mets are a good team. They have great players. They'll figure it out. I firmly believe that. I think it's been a bad month. It happens. Baseball's a pendulum. It goes both ways. It'll swing the other way. It just will. Okay? You're not winning 162 games this year. Okay? You win 100, I'm happy. You win 90, I'm happy. Right? So, you move on.
You know what's funny?
The pitching's really good. The bullpen's really good. The lineup is a problem. But I think it will come around eventually.
You know what's funny? Is that the Mets and the Yankees have the exact same record. 30 and 20.
Yes, they do.
And but in the National League, it's the National
7-5.
League West is stacked. Other than one team,
Yes.
the Colorado Rockies, which we will talk about. It's stacked. So all those teams are really good. And then the Phillies are in the NL East. So the Mets have to contend with the Phillies, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Yankees and their division, the Blue Jays,
Not good.
Orioles are
just
awful.
fired their manager.
They're awful. And
They're a big surprise.
yeah, I mean Tampa Bay, Boston, middle of the pack.
Boston's probably your biggest competition, but it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, the Yankees do have it easier of a time, but I mean, we did lose to the Rockies today or yesterday, so that's not fun. But you know,
I feel like I haven't heard that team's name in forever. The Rockies.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jess, let's play a game because I know you're a casual baseball fan. Let's play a game right now. What do you think? We're about 50 games into the season. Don't look at the document. What do
I'm
you
not
think?
looking at it. I'm rolling up.
What do you think? You might need to roll up more for this one. What do you think? The 50 games in, what is the Colorado Rockies record right now? You would think.
Wow, I can't believe it's been 50 games. Didn't you guys start in like April?
Yeah.
yeah.
Their record? I haven't heard their names all season, so I don't. So it's got to be like.
Now, Jess, I'll let you know. They have the worst record in baseball. They are the worst team in baseball.
They're awful.
They're awful.
What are they like? 10-45.
You
Oh,
are
no,
not
what is
far
it?
off. You know that? You got surprisingly close. They are 9-42.
And they just won. They
How
just
they
beat
get
the
so?
Yankees.
Wait. How are they that bad? What happened?
They're fucking awful.
Disaster.
Their pitching
They were
sucks.
disaster.
They have
Their hitting
who the
is
fuck is the
bad.
manager?
Oh, they fired their manager because he was off to an 8-20 start, or like a 4-20 start.
Yeah, they're not great.
They don't have double-digit wins.
See,
And
the downside about baseball, you start losing games, you'll end up looking ridiculous because there's a lot of fucking games in baseball. You cannot be. You have a long season and you already got 40 like. They better be paying you really well to show up at
just
the park not
it's not that
ashamed.
they have 40 losses. They don't have 10 wins. They don't even have 10 wins.
Look, then what do you? Okay, let's diagnose why some teams are terrible, no matter the sport. When you're that bad, is that a talent issue, a managing issue, a coaching issue, personnel issue?
Ownership
Is it
issue.
chemistry? What is it?
Ownership.
Ownership?
In baseball, and if it's any other sport, it's probably managers and coaches. In baseball, it's on ownership because this Rocky team has not been invested in years. They don't have any player making over $100 million. They don't have any superstars.
Who owns them?
Oh, that is a great
Some
question.
fucking guy who's
Some
frugal.
fucking guy who doesn't care about this team.
I feel like how do you make sure people who buy these teams, unless he's the original owner,
So it is the
how do you
Montfort
prevent people who
brothers.
buy
There's
these teams
Dick
who suck?
Montfort. There's Dick Montfort and Charlie Montfort. They've owned the team since 1992.
Yeah, they gotta sell. Give it to somebody who actually cares.
Who can force them to sell?
Nobody.
Do they have like the NFL can force people to sell, right? And then, but does the MLB do the same thing?
They've done it before. They did
But you would
that
need
with
other owners
Montfort.
to agree on this, right? For them to sell.
They won't do it unless they feel there's a state of neglect from the owners. So as long as the owners are showing up to meetings, and as long as present in that baseball world and community among the owners, they're not going to be forced to sell. Unless the team starts like not getting ad revenue and starts losing money like in sponsorships and like TV deals, then they'll be forced to sell. But as long as they're getting
They
that,
haven't lost anything being this bad.
not enough to warrant that because they don't spend money on the team. That's the other thing. If you're looking at it from an objective point of view, they're getting money from MLB, they're getting money from their TV deals, money from their sponsors. They don't feel the need to spend money within. Remember, there's no salary cap, so all the money comes from the owners. So if your owners are not investing in your team on top of what you're gaining from TV revenue and ad revenue, you can make money as an MLB owner, not spend a dime, regardless of what the team record is. That's how
Maybe
it's with
that's
the
why
White Sox
baseball's
right now.
dying. Maybe that's why baseball is struggling the way it is because you have too many teams that are not being invested in.
You have
Isn't it the
two.
Oakland A's who haven't won anything ever? Aren't they just as bad or not worse?
They're actually not bad this season. They're not too bad.
Oh, okay, so what happened with Oakland is they had the stadium collapse, right? So they were in Oakland. Then they lost their stadium right, and basically MLB forced them to move out of Oakland, and the owner decided to pick up and move and go to Vegas. However, the stadium in Las Vegas isn't ready yet because how quickly they had to find a new home, right? So that stadium in Vegas is still being built. So what they had to do was they had to pick up and go to Sacramento, which has a minor league stadium that they play in right now. So that's happening not only to Oakland, but to Tampa Bay. So you have two professional MLB teams playing in minor league stadiums this season because of a lack of investment into the facilities and into the stadiums that they play.
Wait, so why is Tampa Bay in a thing like that?
Because their roof to their stadium collapsed during the hurricane, and they did not have the funds or the manpower to rebuild it quick enough. So Tampa Bay, the Rays, they play in a dome, right? They play in a dome. There was a bad hurricane in Florida last year, and it collapsed the roof of their stadium onto the field, right, during the off season. So when that happened, the city didn't get enough funds in time and enough manpower in time to rebuild that stadium quick enough to put in a new. So they were out. They couldn't go back to their original. So instead, they had to go play somewhere else in Tampa, in a minor league stadium, to play their games.
So if you're playing in a minor league stadium, you're clearly not at the same seating capacity. So there's no way your revenue is the same. So you're losing money playing these games. So are you gonna fix the stadium?
No, they have to fix the stadium. They have to. MLB is going to have
And
to
when
have
is it gonna be done?
by next year. It has to be. They're not. They're literally legally not allowed. They have to play in that stadium. Right? It was built for that sole purpose to play baseball in. And the one in Vegas is already being built as we speak, and it's going to be ready by next. But because of how they handled it, and because they didn't properly invest enough time into getting it planned out, this is the situation. There's always going to be a lack of neglect from MLB owners. That's just how it is. That's the state of baseball, how it's always going to be. For the smaller markets and the worse, the suckier teams, it's mainly due to the fact that the owners are having a lack of neglect and a lack of care. What's going on in Chicago with the White Sox, what's going on with Oakland and the Athletics, what's going on with Tampa Bay. That's just how it is. It sucks because they don't lose as much money as you would if you had a salary cap, but that's how it is.
But it also sucks because it's like there's nothing you can do. Like if you're a player and you're stuck on that team, it's like
And that's why there's no talent there, because these are players who are just trying to find the last sliver of their career, who didn't get picked up by the better teams but have to go here because they're cheap, because they can make quick buck, right? They can make a couple million here and try to either save their career or keep their career going.
these are billionaires who just want this for like a portfolio. They don't care. It's a sport. They don't care about passion, fans. It's just as long as there's money coming in. As long as I can use this as a tax write-off. So I feel like and I asked this question earlier, like how do leagues make sure that owners are people who actually want to invest in the league? Not just in your team, but it helps the league overall when your stadium is not collapsing. It helps the league overall when you're somewhat competitive. Like, how do we like vet certain? Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's nasty work because these are just toys to these people until they start getting embarrassing. Like, because isn't that what happened with Johnson? Woody Johnson, other people. I don't know if it was an owner in the NFL. I think it was Woody Johnson. Like other owners his rich buddies were like making fun of the team. And that's what made him be like, oh no, I need to do better.
maybe you're right. I don't remember that specific case, but the thing is like ownership is like a fraternity. It's a rich guy fraternity. So they're all boys, they're all family, they're all like, you know, I'm only here to sign the check and move on. I don't care about this league or what changes you make. I'll just sign the check and that's just how baseball. Sadly, it's how baseball works. So you're never gonna see an owner get punished because of that. Yeah, it comes down to the fact that as long as they're getting their ad revenue, as long as they're getting their TV money, sponsorships, if you can invest the bare minimum into your team, you're never gonna lose profit. It's $100 million industry that you can easily pay $40 million on a team and call it. And the only ones who could really stick up for it, and the only ones who really do stick up for themselves, are the fans of these teams and of these communities who speak out against the owner, who speak out and protest at the games. When the Oakland A's did it a lot with their owner when it happened. The Rockies fans were starting to protest against their owner. That's the only way they're ever going to get hurt. However, it's going to get fixed. And hopefully it's loud enough that there will be change eventually.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out which owner went through that. But it was a funny story that came out over the last year or two. This owner was getting shitted on. He's like, okay, I'm gonna finally make a change. So I feel like maybe that's what has to happen. You just lack pride in your thing.
What's pride to $1 billion?
I guess. When you put it that way. Next.
UFC.
Yes. Yeah, I'm down
Real
for
quick,
it. Yeah.
we'll do UFC real quick, and then we'll head out.
My back. Oh, it's stiff. All right.
Yeah. Real quick UFC, because there isn't much, but there's some cool fights happening.
Yes, there is.
317 got announced.
What's his name?
Topuria against Charles Oliveira.
Top 2 row. Ilya Topuria. There we go. Top 2 row. So Ilya Topuria versus Charles Oliveira is for the vacant lightweight title. That is because Islam Makhachev has moved up to the welterweight division to fight Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight championship. Because if Bilal Muhammad won the welterweight fight for the championship, Islam would have stayed at 155 because they're like cool, I guess. So JDM won, so now Islam's gonna move up, and now Ilya gets that title shot against Charles. Pretty big fight, very big fight. Pantoja versus Kaikar France, cool. I mean that's pretty cool. Moicano versus Dariush. That's going to be a slaughter. Dariush is about to get broken. Royval versus Cap. Good fight, honestly. Flyweights are really fun. They do have fun fights. They just aren't exciting because they're 5'4". That's pretty much all it is, right? Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. Good fight. Haven't heard much from Paulo Costa. Honestly, he's a real big disappointment. You should be better. Look at how muscly you are. Look at how athletic you are. You should be better. You have pillow hands. Trash. Overall the card right now, solid. Solid card. The top 2 fights are pretty good. Man, I think Ilya is going to, as much as I don't like saying this, as much as I love Charles do Bronx, I just think he gets hit way too much. Ilya's grappling is really good. If he gets Charles Oliveira backing up, he's going to take his head off. It's not going to be fun. I could see easily a first round KO from Ilya on Charles, and it hurts me to say that. But if Charles gets into a firefight with Ilya, he best protect that chin. Because if he doesn't, he's going to get put out. Like if Dustin Poirier can knock you down a couple times, and Gaethje can knock you down a couple times, and Chandler can knock you down, and all these other guys in fights can knock you down, Ilya doesn't knock you down. He puts you out.
Yeah.
There's a difference. But we'll see. I'm rooting for Charles. Would like for him to win, though.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, with Charles, there always seems to be, like, a bar that he can't reach. Like, he's always going to be, like, the bridesman, never the bride. Except for that one time that he was, but the competition's just too good for him. He's a great fighter, he just makes too many mistakes, and he leaves himself hanging too many times. And it seems like he's starting to get past his prime a little bit. I really want him to win. Everybody really does, but Poirier's just too good. Too good of a fighter, too good of a boxer. Yeah, I just think, I agree with everything you said. Poirier's just too good.
Yeah, I just don't see a realistic way of Charles getting out of that fight without getting knocked out. Like, you have to go 5 rounds with Ilya. Good fucking luck.
And, like, the Poirier, Ilya's got great ground. He's good on the ground. Okay, he's good on the ground. That's what he is. Okay. Even if Charles brings him down, it's kind of even when they get there. Charles is great jiu-jitsu, but Ilya's right there with him.
Yeah. Ilya's wrestling and his takedown defense is probably going to be enough, unless like Charles is just like stronger than him. I guess maybe we could see something like that.
Right.
Which then would just make his chances of getting knocked out less likely. So I personally wouldn't mind an approach where he's just super grapple heavy, like is only grappling. Like all he does is go ha 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 and fakes a shot and just goes for the legs, and that's all it is. It's just a grappling match. That I would have more faith in Charles. I would. Because then you gas out Ilya. I don't think Ilya would be expecting to just go 5 rounds just straight grappling. I'm sure he could be ready for it, but will he have the cardio for it? Will he have the patience for it? Will he have the kind of the wherewithal to know where he's at within the fight on the ground? Maybe not. So we don't know. We'll see. And just like we'll see Dricus du Plessis taking on Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
If Khamzat makes it past the first round, he's getting smoked. He's getting rolled up into a blunt. Shout out to Jess. And he's getting smoked. That's what's going to happen. Khamzat Chimaev looked awful against Kamaru Usman. He's lucky he won. Dricus du Plessis may get taken down. Dricus du Plessis may get touched on the feet maybe once or twice. Maybe. But if he just makes it out that first round, Dricus' cardio was good. He's been 5 rounds before. He's seen it all. And he's a really good fighter. He does things very unorthodox, but it works. He finishes his combinations with kicks. He hits really hard. And he's also good at grappling and wrestling. So I think that if Khamzat doesn't get out of there in 1, he'll get drowned and finish in the 3rd.
Yeah, no, I think this is the classic battle of cardio versus power. And I just think du Plessis has such a battle-hardened chin already. He hasn't faced any, and Chimaev doesn't have enough power for as long as period of time to beat du Plessis, And du Plessis, he's just going to gas him out.
Yeah, then that's really all it is. It's going to suck, when Khamzat just gets brutalized in the 3rd and 4th round. But this is what happens when you don't really have that cardio and you couldn't get it done in the first.
Right.
Now I could be wrong, but I just don't think I will be. So who knows? Also, this fight card is in where? Chicago?
Gaga.
Couldn't pick a more fun place. That's it, really? Like, I feel like the UFC needs to be better at picking where the fights actually happen.
Well, we have 5 locations, right? We have New Jersey, we have Las Vegas, we have Tampa Bay, we have Abu Dhabi, and we have England.
Oh, don't forget
That's it.
Mexico.
And Mexico.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
only 6. We go.
Those are the only places that can hold the UFC event. Those are the only places.
And Utah sometimes.
Sometimes when we feel like
That's
it.
right. When we feel like it.
Yeah.
Also shout out Jack Della Mena for beating Bilal Muhammad. 315.
Jack Della's my
New
guy.
York.
I've honestly felt like he would get that win, and he did. I mean, he just outboxed Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad didn't really shoot that many takedowns, and for good reason. I mean, Jack Della stuffed pretty much all of them besides one, and he just pieced them up on the feet. I mean, Jack Della's boxing is slick. I think Islam's gonna have a pretty tough time, getting to Jack Della on the feet if his takedowns don't work. So. Islam at 170 just might be another guy. And Jack Della just might piece him up on the feet because his takedowns aren't working. Because Jack Della's actually a big guy. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, it should be a fun fight between them and when that gets announced. It should be a fun fight between Islam and him.
Yeah, and I hope it happens soon. I don't want to fucking be waiting like John Jones and Tom Aspinall. John Jones, what a duck. I mean, just retire already, John Jones. You don't want to fight. You're scared of Tom Aspinall. Just say you made enough money. Just say you want to be in Thailand with ladyboys, and just stay home. Right? Just vacate. Right? It's you're getting annoying to this point, and you're wasting people's careers. You're wasting people's time. You're wasting people's lives. People actively care about this sport. You're making them not care. All right? Do something productive, and vacate the title. That's it. Thank you.
God, Juan Soto was 0 for 5 today.
Yeah, he's awful right now. Not gonna lie.
Lindor was 0 for 4.
Oh.
Alonso was 0 for 3.
Hey,
God.
hey, Daniel, that's your $800 million problem right there. That's you.
He'll be fine, guys. He'll be fine. Mark my words. He'll be fine. Promise.
Well,
I'm sure the bank is lovely.
I'm sure the private suite is amazing.
Hey. Family matters.
At least his family has their own entryway now, right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Family matters. Family matters. That's right. Take care of your family first.
Congratulations.
Just saying, there's no rude bodyguard in the Yankee hallways being like, you can't be up here, right?
Well, that's been the Get Back. It's 1:13. I'm tired.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to bed. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Good
Please
night.
subscribe to the channel.
Good night. Happy
And,
Friday.
Happy Friday. Well, Saturday.
Friday.
We'll see.
We'll see you next
We'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Take care. Peace.
Bye.